What's up, guys? FrugalBC coming back with another weekly DeFi update. We are on week 19, closing in on 6 months, so it'll be a few more weeks before we get there. Some really interesting things we're going to dig right into. We're just going to ignore the fancy intro. Probably just not going to do that anymore. But we got a great breakdown for you today. We're going to talk about some changes to how things are doing on the charts for our DeFi experiment. We're going to talk about what's going on with Lofty, some big news there, and I'm going to talk about a new coin that I added to my 8 coins for the bull run. I guess we'll make that 9 coins, or maybe even 10 coins if you count Algorand as part of that lineup, or at least it's a coin that I hold. So I haven't figured out what to call that now that I've added a new one, but stay tuned to see what that is. But first, let's just get into the charts. And by charts, I mean experiments. So as you know, we put $100 into 3 different protocols on Algorand to see how they did. 2 of them have since been replaced. And to start off with, the very worst, of course, is Folks. And the reason that is worse is because that was AlgoStake. AlgoStake collapsed in the middle of our experiment, which is, hey, something that happens. So you have to be, it's something to think about. AlgoStake collapsed. We replaced it with Folks Finance. And that was at around $15. It's been hovering around 10 or a little under since then. Second on that list is simply buying $100 of Algorand. So I wanted to compare $100 into one of these DeFi projects plus $100 in Bitcoin, $100 in Algorand. And of course, we're on week 2 of our saucer swap experiment, which is not on Algorand, but on HBAR Hedera. So good for that. If you guys are a lot of my Algo fam are also interested in Hedera. So I'm happy to, and I'm a big fan of both of them, so I think that's great. But yeah, so that one, now our biggest change has been Cometa. Cometa was at pretty much the bottom, except for Folks, for the reasons we just talked about, and that has been going up a lot, mostly due to the price of Meta itself, which is kind of fun to see. Tiny Man just kind of been holding steady around 80. It's been at 80, a little above, a little below. That has been the most stable, and that is because that is Algorand and US dollar coin in their farming program. And that was a change from Humble Swap, as I was using Humble Swap at the beginning, and the coins that I was using ran out. The pool I was using ran out, I should say, and nothing really compelling was there to replace it. So I decided to switch over to Tiny Man. I've also got a little PayPay algo thing going on there. That is not part of the experiment, but just staking some PayPay I got from my Fractal Monsters game. But yeah, Cometa definitely the most improved. Our saucer swap stake just went down a little, mostly with the price of HBAR. We're doing HBAR USDC in that one on saucer swap. Pretty slick interface. I like the way it works with the wallet. It seems very similar to Algorand projects, except the Hashpack wallet has this thing where you have to go through your email and do, copy and paste a code and put it in there to prove your use. Nice for security, annoying for just wanting to do one of these swaps. So that's kind of a bummer. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'll be curious to see how it does in the long term compared to some of the Algorand ones. Kind of an unofficial experiment, not that anything's really official here, but just because we're starting so late in the game. But I just wanted to add it on here because I thought it was interesting. But so far, the very best thing when we started this project back in March was to simply buy and hold Algorand. So that's what buy and hold Bitcoin. Not buy and hold. Actually, buying and holding Algorand has been the worst, and buying and holding Bitcoin has been the best. And I think that is really interesting. Kind of curious what will change during the bull run. We're looking at probably early 2024 when we get that initial lead up, and then once the halvening happens, crypto prices should be taking off. So I'm just buying and building in that time, and not financial advice, but probably a good idea to do that, assuming it does what it's always done, and you never know. I think the cycles are starting to collapse a little bit, so they're not as strong as they have been in the past. So don't look for the exactly same price action. You'll probably see that a little more in alts, which is why I have my coin collection that I do. But let's stop that and go over to Lofty. So just give me a second to pull that up. We're going to look at Lofty and some of the big changes. Okay. All right. So here is my Lofty account now. I don't know how closely you guys have been paying attention, so fair enough. But so I wouldn't expect you to know this. But for those who are very, very astute, you might notice that my properties owned have gone down from 22 to 21. The reason for that is because Lofty sold the Cicero Avenue property, which I believe was in Ohio. Can't even remember where it was. Maybe it was Illinois. It was one of the, actually, I think it was Illinois, the Cicero Avenue, and they sold it. I had 2 tokens for that property, and I believe they sold for about $57. For anyone who had that property, you have to send you absolutely want to send your tokens to their wallet to let them know if they have instructions to do it on their own, the Lofty wallet itself. But I think most people probably have it on their Para or MyAlgo or wherever. Hope you're not still using MyAlgo. So what you want to do is you want to take it and send it to the address that they give. They should have sent you an email, so check your email for that. Maybe search for Cicero. They would have sent you an email. If you're sending it from not the Lofty wallet, but one of your own wallets, send them a note through. You see that little, there's this little chatty box down here. Send them a note saying, hey, this is the wallet I sent it from. I sent you these coins, so send me the dollars, because basically they're going to be useless. So if you don't send your tokens to them, they're not going to pay you out, which is, like I said, is $57. So, I took a bath, about a 50% bath on them, a 50% loss, probably not quite, maybe like 48, 46, something like that. I doubt I made that much in rent to cover it, so I think it's a bit of a loss, but they sold the property, so they have to basically dissolve the ownership. So you want to get your payout for this. You don't want to, it sucks, but the alternative is getting absolutely nothing, so make sure you do this. As a result, I'm still making the same rent, but now only 13 properties aren't paying, because that was one of the ones that wasn't paying. So I'm kind of curious what's going to happen with these other properties. I kept thinking this is going to get turned around, and it keeps not getting turned around. So it's kind of frustrating. So you can go through and see my rental yield, and a lot of them just say 0, but even the ones that are higher, some of these I think just haven't been paying for a while. A lot of zeros. You can see a lot of zeros on the rental yield, and some like 4.7. This one's in 6. This McDonald's one has been solid. I tried to buy another one of these and it didn't go through. It was really frustrating. I did everything I was supposed to do, and at the end it's just like, oh, didn't work. But then you'll notice at the top, because yeah, that one has been solid. McDonald's, they pay their rent. You notice I don't have any rental balance, or I got very little rent balance, no gift certificate balance for refer and earn. It's all in available balance. I think my only option, because it doesn't give me an option to pay that way, so I think my only option is to simply withdraw it and send it to my bank account, which is probably what I'm going to do. I am not buying any more Lofty tokens until I see significant improvement in the way it works. It's very frustrating. I'll probably be doing a separate video on it later this week, but it just works poorly, and it really ticks me off, because when they first opened, it worked flawlessly. It was a great platform. I really enjoyed it. I recommended it. I have now since taken it off my recommendation list on my, which I'm going to make a separate video about this too, but I've taken it off my recommendations list because I don't have faith in it anymore. It's been getting progressively worse and more difficult to use, and stuff that they've said that they would fix 7 months ago has not happened. So you see these co-owner agreements. I've clicked and signed these like a dozen times, and they just keep appearing. It's so frustrating that they haven't fixed it in like 7-8 months, because it was last November. So whatever that is, probably about 8 months. Last November, I was talking to them about this, and they said they were going to fix it. They haven't touched it. Besides all the properties not paying rent, which I don't understand. I haven't heard that there's been a huge rental crisis where people aren't paying their rent, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. And then I want to get into the 8, which is now 9 coins for the bull market. I'm going to show you which coin I just bought. You'll probably see it as soon as I pull it up, but let me pull up my Coinbase account. Here's my account balance. And what do you see new on there? You might notice it, but here it is. XRP. Yep, that's right. I'm adding XRP. It's down quite a bit from that little spike it had after the SEC case. I've just decided I think XRP is going to be a good coin to have exposure to. I mean, I also think that about Sol. I just can't bring myself to buy Sol because of the fraudulent way that they've approached releasing the coin. I mean, just the fact that on day one, they lied about the supply, saying it was 8 million when it's actually 16 million. So I can't do it. That's Solana, by the way, not XRP. XRP, I think, is going to do good things. I think it's got a lot of excitement behind it. Because the thing you got to realize about these coins is that the price a lot of times, and this may change in the future, but right now the price a lot of times is driven purely by network effect which is a function of how excited people are about the coin. So people are really, really excited about XRP, especially with the SEC court case. Having it listed on Coinbase is good too. I think you're going to see this one pump a lot in the bull market, the next bull run, but I'm picking all of these. You don't have to do it. Do you have to do it? Okay, there we're back. So like I said, I think all of these are going to do well. Let's see how they're doing. Now, not included on there is Near, HBAR, and Cosmos. We're going to talk about those in a second. But yeah, so Polygon, Mina, Metastyle, PYR, Blur, and XRP, my cost basis is 775. And total value right now is 601, so we're down quite a bit. Same with Near. It's at cost basis is 150, and that is at 130.94. HBAR 225, that is at 163.73. And Cosmos, which is sort of an artificial cost basis of 310, it's actually quite a bit lower than that for most of it. That one's at 291. So that was more of a base value than an actual cost basis. But my total for the 9 coins is not counting Algorand. I had to finish this with my webcam, but it is total cost basis for all 9 coins is $1,385, and right now it is at $1187.48. So we're down just a little bit on those, but I have a lot of faith that those are going to be bigger in the bull market, so don't worry about that. It will be fine. Right now we expect it to be down, and that means it's a good buying time. So I'm going to finish with the screen share here. But thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. Check out our Ledger affiliate link down below if you're interested in Ledger. Got that right below. Also, sign up for our newsletter where we are doing crypto news on a weekly basis. So you will get it before I go live on Monday evening. You'll get it Monday morning or somewhere around there, Monday afternoon, something like that. Possibly earlier, maybe even Sunday night. So keep an eye on that. Sign up for that. That is free, totally free to check out. Otherwise, I'm FrugalBC, and I will see you in the future.